Hi, and welcome to day one. This is going to be an exciting day. We're going to start our journey in learning how to play 6 hymns in 6 days. It's going to be easy, it's going to be fun, and you can do it. You know, several years ago, I went to a youth conference where they talked about how important attitude is. And I want you to have a great attitude in learning how to play the piano. They gave us this t-shirt that has a phrase on it. Can you read what it says? It says, you gotta wanna. I like this philosophy, and hopefully we can use it this week. You gotta wanna have fun. You gotta wanna learn how to play the piano. You gotta wanna be successful. And I'm gonna do everything I can to help you in this. I have a little button I use sometimes.
That was easy.
To help remind us that this is easy and we can do it together. Now what I need you to do is go to your computer and print out all the papers that are dealing with day number 1. When you get them all printed out, get yourself a nice notebook, put holes in them in the papers, and then add them to your notebook so that we can be all ready to go here in just a minute. So turn off the course right now and go print off the pages. And I will see you in just a minute. Hi, and welcome back. I hope you've been able to print out your pages and put them into your notebook. Have them right here. We'll get to them in just a minute. The first thing that we need to learn is how to sit at the keyboard, at the organ or the piano. I suggest sit facing the piano. That's the easiest way to play. Get comfortable, have your chair so you're kind of on the edge of it. Put your feet down flat. Have your hands like this, and don't lean forward like this. This is kind of hard, or leaning back. Just be comfortable, kind of sit up. And that's about all there is. That's a very easy way to do it. Now notice that there seems to be a whole lot of keys on the piano, and don't be worried that you're going to have to learn them all. We're only going to learn about a dozen of the keys right here in the middle. As a matter of fact, you see that we have white keys and black keys? We're not even going to play any of the black keys, so that makes it even easier. Half the notes are already gone. So now these keys and notes are named after letters of the alphabet, and only 7 of them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it repeats itself. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So A through G, A through G, A through G. And it's the same way on every keyboard, piano, and organ. Now we need to find out where are the ABCs on the keyboard. The first key we're going to learn is what we call middle C. Now the C's are located just to the left of the 2 black keys. So here's one C, here's another C, here's another C. So every time you see the 2 black keys just on the left of it is C. The note just to the left of it is B, and then A. So you go A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. What do we do next? Yes, it repeats. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, the most important key of all of these on the keyboard is what we call middle C. That helps us to know where to start. So middle C is very easy to find. I had a friend who taught me a very simple method. He says no matter what keyboard you're sitting at, kind of place yourself in the middle, put your left hand at one end, your right hand at the other end, and then just put your nose down and it will point right to the C that we call middle C. Now stop the instructions, and I want you to go to your piano or keyboard, and I want you to find all the C's on your keyboard and then find middle C. And once you have found that, then come on back. Hi, and welcome back. I hope you've been able to find the 2 black keys and the 3 black keys on your keyboard, and then finding the C's that are just to the what? Yes, to the left of the two black keys. And then middle C, which is right in the middle of your keyboard. Now, to make things easier today, all we're going to learn is how to play with the left hand. So take your right hand, put it away, do whatever you want to. One hand behind your back, doesn't matter. We're just going to concentrate on our left hand. Now, to know which finger to play in our left hand, we're going to number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our thumb is 1, 2, 3, 4, and our little finger is 5. Now, on the keyboard, in order to be able to learn our left hand, one of the pages we have is a template that you can use to put on your keyboard if you want to. You just take it and fold it in half where the fold line is. You'll notice that it says middle C right here. Find middle C on your keyboard, and hopefully all the black keys line up here. You'll see where it says middle C. You'll also see where it says C, which is an octave below. Now remember, an octave is just 8 notes below. So this is an octave lower than middle C. The 3 keys we want to learn how to play first are C, F, and G. So put your little finger on C, then your second finger, your ring finger, your second finger on F, and your thumb on G. And go back and forth. C, F, and G, C, F, and G. Okay, now based upon those 3 notes, we're going to learn how to play 3 chords. When we learn these 3 chords, you'll be able to play over 30 hymns. So that should be really easy on that. Now, what is a chord? Well, a chord is when you play more than 2 notes at the same time. You can have these 2 notes, or these 2 notes, or 3 notes, or that's a chord, but I don't recommend that chord. So we're going to learn 3 chords first. The first chord is going to be called the C chord. And if you'll notice on your template, where the C is, that's where you're going to put your number 5 finger or your little finger. Then your middle finger where the star is, and your thumb where the other star is. The notes in that chord are C, E, and G. Now probably the hardest part of playing a chord is getting it to play all at the same time. So pushing the notes down so it doesn't sound like. Now when you do that, how do you place your fingers? Well, I've got a little ball here. Pretend like you have a ball in your hand. Turn your hand over. Let the ball come out. See how my fingers are curved down like that? So if you put them on the keys, you're kind of playing on your fingertips. That's the easiest way right now. So go to your keyboard, stop the instruction, and I want you to play the C chord. Now, how to practice it? I want you to play it loud, soft, fast, and slow. And see if you can take this hand right here. Here's my C, F, and C, E, and G, and take it. Go over to the keyboard, and actually you could go up to the next C, and to the next C, and then the next C, and your hand is exactly the same. So go do that, and then come on back, and then we'll learn the next chord. Hi, and welcome back. Were you able to find a C on the keyboard? All the C's? And did you notice the 2 black keys and the 3 black keys and where they are? And where the C chord is, how it lines up? Well, right now we're going to learn the 2 other chords. There are just 3 chords that you're going to have to learn for all the hymns that we'll be learning. So we're going to learn now the G chord. Okay, let's play the C chord with our 5th finger, middle finger, and our thumb. Now to play the G chord, we're going to take our little finger, come down to the B, and then our fourth finger and go to the D. So our thumb is staying on the same note. There's the G, there's the C chord, there's the G chord, and back to C. Now to do the F chord is really easy. We'll take our second finger and just play the F where it is and move our thumb up to A. So we have C, F, and A, and we can push that down, and that's our F chord. And then back to our C chord, down to our G chord, and then back to our C chord. One way to practice it is to do it several times in a row, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now another way is, if your second and fourth finger are kind of weak, is just use the middle finger. So you can go from a C chord, now to do the G, we'll use our middle finger, back to C, and now we'll use our middle finger again to go up to the F. Now you can try that one, and there's even an easier version. If you do C and G, or you just use your little finger and your thumb, or C and G for your C, and then go up to your A and back, and not even worry about the middle fingers until later on. So try it either way and just get practice and have fun with it. That's the important thing. Once it becomes muscle memory, you'll be able to do it without even thinking about it or even looking at it. Now as you're learning these, practice them hard. And go back and forth. But let me give you even an easier way if the chords are too hard for right now. Just use your little finger, your second finger, and your thumb to play it. Your little finger for C, your second finger for F, and your thumb for G. So C, F, and G. So at least learn those and see if you can memorize those. But I would really like you to get these chords down. Your C chord, your F chord, your G chord, and your C chord. Now have fun with these things, and every time you go through, buy a piano or whatever, put your C, F, and G, and get this done. Now stop the instructions for right now. Go back to your piano and see if you can find out these three chords and practice them a little bit, and then come right back. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, how did it go? Can you play the C, the G, the C, and the F chord? Hopefully it won't be too hard. Now we're going to learn how to read music. But in my simplified version, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. In our notebook, we have the first one, which is called Left Hand Fun. Now for those that have a color printer, you'll see that the C's are in red, the G's are in blue, and the F's are in green. For those who don't have color printers, you need to take out your crayons or your colored pencils and color them in. I want C to be red, I want G to be blue, and I want F to be green. Now why would I do that? Well, part of memory is color can teach us a lot. So if you're looking at your music, if you see the color and you associate it with a certain chord, it'll be easier to know whether you're playing a C or a G, because they kind of look a little bit alike. So coloring them will help you do that. And so on each of the hymns that we'll be learning, we'll have these chords in these three colors. So the first one, exercise that we have is called Left Hand Fun. Exercise number 1, you'll see C, 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 and then the G's, and then the F's, and then you go back and forth, C, G, F, C, G, F, C, G, F, C. So you have your music up on your stand, and actually if you want to, you can use your right hand to point it, go C, 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 C. Down here at the bottom, it's a little trickier. You have C, G, G, F, F, C. Now this left hand fun is a fun exercise, and it'll help you to get your fingers to know where they're supposed to go. You'll find that what we call muscle memory will really help you out, so that if you can memorize this with your muscles here, then you don't have to remember too much here. So I want you to go back to the piano now and learn left hand fun and go over it, and then come on back. Okay, how did it go? Were you able to read the music and play? Well, this is kind of boring exercise, I admit that. So let's make it fun. On the other music that I have some simple songs that I learned as a childhood, and hopefully that you'll know how to play or you're familiar with. The first one is Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Now, I can't sing, and maybe you can't sing either, but that doesn't matter. We're going to have fun with this. With Row, Row Your Boat, I have the lyrics, and right above the lyrics is the chord that you're supposed to play. So, if you'll notice, right under the title, it says start on middle C. So if you're going to sing it, then that would be the note that you start singing. But here's our row and our C. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now I want you to sing with it. Kick everybody else out of the room so you're not embarrassed. But as we learn the hymns, you'll find that singing the hymns will help you. But on these simple ones, it will help you to learn how to sing as well as play the chords at the same time. So we have Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it starts on E, 2 notes above middle C. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Not too hard. It's easy.
That was easy.
Okay, now I've got Mary Had a Little Lamb, Jingle Bells, Three Blind Mice, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And then I have our first hymn for the day, Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm. Well, you've heard enough of my singing and you understand how it goes. So I want you to practice which ones you want to, but mainly Silent Night on that. Learn how to play the chord when the right words are right below it. That's all we're going to be learning for today. So practice these things. Let's just review. What did we learn today? Well, we learned how to sit at the piano. We learned that we have 2 black keys, 3 black keys. We've learned where the note names are on the keys, A through G. We've learned what an octave is, which is 8 notes that repeats up and down the keys. We've learned how to put our template on the keyboard. And we've learned where the C chord is, the G chord, and the F chord are. And now we have our first hymn, Silent Night, as well as some fun songs to learn as well. You practice these things. Now, how long should you practice? Well, about 3 hours. No, an hour. No, how about 5 minutes? Can you do that? Can you give me a couple of 5-minute sessions through the day? And maybe every time you walk by a keyboard or something, you come back and go C, G, C, F, G, and then go on your way. Just to have muscle memory start going into that. So have fun today. Learn this one and come back tomorrow and we'll start learning our right hand. Have a great day.